Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Zahra Nurbani and I'm from class 2D. Okay, now I will presentation about varieties of English. Next slide is variety levels. Di sini tuh kelihatan ya ada 8, yaitu American English, British English, Received Pronunciation, General American, Formal, Informal, Familiar. Okay, next slide is the common core. Many of features of English are found in all, or nearly, all varieties. The general feature of this kind belong to the common core of the language. Jadi banyak fitur bahasa Inggris ditemukan di semua atau hampir semua ragam. Ciri-ciri umum dari jenis ini termasuk dalam inti umum bahasa tersebut. Example is children, offspring, kids. Children is a common core term. Offspring is rather formal and use of animal as well as human being. Kid is informal and familiar. Okay, next slide is example 2. First, feeling tired, John went to bed early. Second, John went to bed early because he felt tired. Third, John felt tired, so he went to bed early. Sentence analysis. Sentence kedua is a common core construction. Could be used in both speaking and writing. Jadi di sentence yang kedua itu bisa digunakan untuk berbicara ataupun menulis. Sentence first is rather formal in instruction, typical written of exposition. Jadi tipikal tulisan eksposisi. Kalau sentence 3 is informal and is likely to occur in a relaxed conversation. Jadi terjadi dalam percakapan yang santai. Okay, the next slide is graphical and natural varieties, BRE or AME. The grammatical differences between the two varieties in conversation with difference of pronunciation and vocabulary are not very great. Jadi ini tuh ada perbedaan dari pronoun dan juga dari vocab British dan Amerika. Oke, di sini ada tabel ya. Past participle form of get, gotten, got, haven't you gotten, or got your ticket for the match. Itu Amerika. Kalau British, have you got the ticket for the match? The repeat subject after one cannot succeed unless he tried hard. One cannot succeed unless one try hard. The normal complement are different than. Their house is different than ours. Amerika. Kalau British, from or sometimes to. Jadi from itu buat to, sometimes to. Their house is different from our. Okay, the use of subjective after verb like demand, require, insist, suggest is more common in America than British when the construction is restricted to rather formal context. Okay, jadi seperti itu ya. Okay, the next slide is written and spoken English. The English of speech tend to be different from the English of writing in some fairly obvious way. In writing, there is time to plan the message, to think about it carefully while writing, and to revise it afterward is necessary. In speech, there is no time to do that. Jadi dalam menulis itu ada waktu untuk merencanakan, memikirkan dengan hati-hati saat menulis dan merevisinya kalau perlu gitu. Kalau di pidato atau saat berbicara tidak ada waktu gitu untuk melakukan hal seperti itu. Word and phrases in speech. Well, you see, and kind of. To show hesitation filters itu ragu. Biasanya tuh kayak atau kayak gitu. In general, the grammatical of spoken sentence is simpler and less strictly constructed than the grammar of written sentence. Okay, next slide is formal and informal English. Formal language is the type of language we use publicly for some serious purpose in official reports, business, letter, and regulation. Formal English is nearly always written, especially is used in formal public speeches. Jadi bahasa formal itu jenis bahasa yang kita gunakan di depan umum untuk tujuan yang serius dalam laporan resmi, surat bisnis ataupun peraturan. Bahasa Inggris formal hampir selalu tertulis, kecuali digunakan dalam kayak pidato publik formal gitu. Informal language is the language of private conversation or personal letters. It is used in public communication, for example, advertisement and newspaper, iklan ataupun koran. Okay. Next slide is example. Various degrees of formality. First, when his dad died, Pete had to get another job. Second, after his father's death, Peter had to change his job. Third, when the decease of his father, Mr. Brown was obliged to seek alternative employment. Jadi sentence analysisnya, sentence first, casual conversation, percakapan kasual. Sentence second is fairly natural, common core style, inti umum. Sentence third, very formal, written style. Okay, next slide is vocabulary difference between formal and informal. Formal or common core word: discover, explode, encounter, enter. Kalau informalnya find out, blow up, come across, go into. Next slide is grammatical difference between formal and informal English. She longed for a friend in whom she could confide. Formal. She longed for a friend who she could confide in. Informal. In what country was he born? Formal. What country was he born in? Informal. Okay. That's my presentation. I'm sorry if I had mistake. I hope you understand what I say. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.